Okay. Intro to Pinealism, the art of being. Okay. We are inside of a thing called reality, but the thing called reality is just an illusion, and we are part of the illusion. All right. There is a being that sleeps unaware of us until he actually sleeps. So while that being is awake, we continue to go on and live our day, our normal daily lives and daily nights and daily deaths and all of that stuff. Only when he sleeps is he aware of us as part of his consciousness. And his purpose is really what matters. Our purpose is just to enjoy being a part of something's or someone else's consciousness. So we're supposed to be happy no matter what. And even in our sadness, we need to appreciate the fact that we can become sad, because that makes us in a level of being. And that's the art. Appreciation of the emotions that we have or that we are experiencing at the moment, or will experience or have experienced. So pretty much Pinealism, the art of being, is basically we're being. To us, we're real. To the dreamer, we're not. The dreamer doesn't really care about us only when the dreamer or the real being, the true being, attaches its emotions to one of us. That's the Krishna effect. Okay? That is the Krishna effect. Where the being feels like one of us and forgets about his own reality that he is in. But the being doesn't realize he's supposed to focus on himself as being a piece of another thing's consciousness, and that is the Atman, the true soul, the true self. So we focus on our true self, knowing that we are part of a fiction that to us is a reality. And as long as we do that, we can find fulfillment and happiness in life. But the thing that disrupts us, bring it to our realm. I'm bringing it to our realm. The thing that disrupts us from that is that we get possessed by the being's emotions when it thinks he is one of us or she is one of us. Because I can't tell you if the being is a he or a she or an it or him or a she or whatever. If the shin thing is possible, I don't know. I don't believe in hermaphrodites. I don't believe they're real. So basically, when we get possessed by the being's emotion, we start listening to the being's thoughts and we get connected to the realm that's around us, if you get what I'm saying. So we have to be able to acknowledge when we're interrupted, when we're possessed. That what makes you a conscious being inside of this realm. Knowing when you're possessed, and when you're possessed, what do you do with those possessed thoughts, or literally emotions? It converts to thoughts when it reaches us. What do? You just listen. You just hear, you just see, you just imagine it, and whatever sense it comes to you internally. Because if you don't, you're going to believe that you're that being, and that being is going to believe it's you, and it gets locked in its reality, and it does not have freedom. God is supposed to be free. The goddess is supposed to be free. As long as we're doing what he or she is supposed to be doing in the outer realm, or the other realm, the other side, we're not free. You're only free when you can acknowledge that there is bondage. And you don't have to be bound because you acknowledge that there is bondage. We only slave ourselves. We put those chains on ourselves and lock ourselves to it because we believe that we have security if we are bound into safety. But safety can be a iffy thing. Safety is one of those things that can make you not progress, not move on, and pretty much not be free. Stuck in the comfort of now, not allowing yourself to get to a better position and mentality. Being is thinking. Okay? As long as you're fixated on feeling what's not on the outside or the five senses, you're trapped into a realm or reality that you have no control over, no control of. I'm on my knees right now because I have no position in this room to put this camera where I get good lighting. And I try to look as good as I could, even though I don't feel like I look good. But either way it go. So don't get trapped by your thoughts. Don't get trapped by your emotions. Your emotions goes to a being that is internally in you, because when you sleep, you dream. That dream never stops. It's like an onion with the inside that is infinitely layered. The dream never stops. So if you were to actually become free, every realm in reality, every reality would become free, because there cannot be bondage where there is freedom for anybody. You don't have to speak about it. You don't have to teach about it. You don't even have to learn about it. It's already there. You're already it. You're already aware. Only thing is, when you become aware, you feel like you have to let go things or forget things. No. Those things that you have learned in your life are simply tools and facets and avenues for you to apply to your true knowledge so that you can understand yourself. Because we have learned so much throughout our lives that we do not know our own original, I guess you could say, dialect, our own language, our own way of using words and images and imagination. Our imaginations are not tampered with, I can say, but they are conditioned and directed towards a way of formulating a plot for understanding one's own self. Everything teaches you, and you teach everything itself by just being you. So be yourself, be real, don't be fake. Thank you. Pioneerism, the art of being. Being is thinking. Pioneerism pretty much means the true mind. When you realize there really is no mind, it has no tongue, it has none of that, you realize you're communicating. Thinking is just a form of communication. It's a sense. It's just a sense. So in a sense, you're innocent on all the things that you have been done. So pretty much, there is no guilt in life. So why apologize for the things you had no control over doing because you were lost in being something or someone else? You're psychic. We're all kind of psychic. And until the mind can hum, there is no silence. But do not get lost in the emotions of those feelings, of those sounds, of those images that pop up in your head, or of any of those feelings that gets converted into logical translation for you to act them out. You're not supposed to. If I see a path, I walk the path. If there is something on the side of that path and I know I'm going on the path, why veer off? I've seen it. I imagined what it's like to be there. So why do I have to actually do it if it's going to interrupt me from getting to where I need to go? The whole purpose of life, a point of life, is to live past your D-Day, your death date. And once you do that, that's freedom. You're no longer trapped. You cannot be trapped. And who knows? Maybe freedom is the gateway to actually loving yourself, loving others, even lusting life, and sometimes wondering if death is really real, or as ugly as they say. Maybe death is an experience meant for those who have always wanted to be free but couldn't figure out how. There's nothing to figure out. I would die, you would die. We all would die. And that's beautiful for us personally, but for those we leave, it's ugly. But at the same time, we almost understand that our life began with us dying. And I know these words are harsh, but it's true. All right. Thank you. Amen.